Namaste everyone, very good morning and welcome to today's yoga session. I'm your coach Deepika Lalani and today I have planned something which is going to open up all the pain areas in the body. So usually for most of the people who are sitting on the desk and working throughout the day, following are the pain areas. So okay, so so the following areas are there for most of the people. First is your neck, then is your shoulders. Your shoulders feel tired after a long work, or even when you get up in the morning, get off from the pillow, your shoulders sometimes feel tired. Next is your lower back, and last one is your hip. So shoulder, neck, shoulder, lower back, and hip, and we are going to work on all these 4 areas today. Okay. So all you need is a mat or maybe a towel. If you don't have a mat, just sit with your legs crossed. We will do a little bit of warm up and then we start with the flow. So keep your back upright and then find your sit bones, these pointy bones in each of your butt cheek, and plant those bones into the floor. And now imagine a thread tied to the top of your head, and that thread is pulling you upward. So the kind of length that you get in your spine here, maintain that. Now let's do a little bit of neck warm up. As you inhale, look at the ceiling without bending from the back. Okay, so your back is just the neck and look at the ceiling. And as you exhale, look down and push your chin into your collarbone. Let's repeat this 3 times. Inhale, look at the ceiling. Exhale, look at your collarbone or your breastbone. Last time, inhale, ceiling. Exhale, collarbone. Back in the center. As you inhale, tilt your head to the right, keeping your left shoulder down. Exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, tilt your head to the left. And exhale, come back to the center. Let's repeat this 3 times on each side. Make sure you're breathing deeply. Okay, now last movement that we do for our neck is turning the head. So without rotating from your shoulders, just turn your head to the right and try to look at the wall behind you. Wall or whatever is there behind you. Try to look there. Exhale back to center. Inhale, look at the over the left shoulder behind you. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. Try to turn maximum as much as possible. Left, center, last one, right, center, left, and center. Now let's move down to the shoulder and rotate your shoulders from front to back. Let's do this 5 times. And the breathing goes like this. When the shoulders are opening up and going back, you breathe in. And when the shoulders are coming forward, you breathe out. After 5 repetitions, we change direction. Start from back and roll towards the front. Breathing remains the same. When you open up, you breathe in. When you close in, you breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's move our spine a little bit now. So I'm just turning sideways so that you can see better. So your hands remain on your knees. As you inhale, just push your tailbone out arching your lower back. Lift your chest up towards the ceiling, arching your upper back and look at the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your chin down, round up your back, pull your stomach in. Also pull your shoulders into your ears. So when you pull your shoulders into the ears, you get the extra stretch in this area. Let's repeat this 5 times. Inhale, arch the back, push your shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round up the back, pull the shoulders into the ears. Arch, round up, arch, and round up. Now come back in the center and we will twist our spine from side to side. So start in the center, inhale, exhale, twist to your right side, bring your left hand on the right knee and push that shoulder away from the knee. Look behind you. Back in the center, inhale, exhale, twist to the other side, push your shoulder away from the knee. Keep moving like that. 1, 2, and if your back feels really tight, you can also pulse here to open up more. 3, 4, and 5. Now we do a side bend. Place your right hand on the floor. Bend the right elbow. Lift up the left arm. Straighten up the left arm. Go down and hold. Also make sure that your hips are on the floor. Your hips are not getting up. Look at the ceiling through your armpit. Deep breathe 5 times. If you can't go this down, you can stay up on the palm also. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's change side. Left hand to the floor. You can either stay up on the palm or you can go down on the elbow. Right arm stretched out, bend to the side. Look at the ceiling through your armpit and come back to the center. Let's warm up our hips and legs next. So stretch your legs out in the front. Keep your back straight and keep your hands on the side to support your back. This is called as Dandasana. And in this position, just move your knees up and down. It's going to wake up your legs. Let's just do 5, 10 repetitions of this. Now bring your feet together. And as you inhale, point your feet away from your chest and make this point really meaningful, which means you're going to engage all the legs, all the muscles in the front of your legs as you point. And as you flex, you will engage all the muscles in the back of your legs. So your calf, back side of your knee, and your hamstrings. Repeat this 5 times. Inhale, point, make it big. Exhale, flex, tight, point, flex, point, and flex. Now make big circles with both feet moving together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Change direction. Move both feet together anti-clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now alternately flex and extend your feet as if you are walking. Yeah. Okay, now we are ready to get started with our flow. So come back in the center of the mat and bring your left foot just outside your right leg. Okay, let's do that. Then we bring our right foot just outside the left hip. But make sure that the sole of your foot is not on the floor. The top of your foot is. Now check your knees are on top of each other. So if your hips are really tight, you might not be able to go that down. Your knee might be stuck somewhere here. But that's okay. As you keep practicing, you will be able to sit more comfortably in this position. This is called as Gomukhasana, the cow's face. So what we will do first, this is a hip opener, and as soon as we add the arms to it, it becomes a shoulder opener. So bring your hands on the floor, lengthen your spine, and go into a gentle forward fold. Now, as soon as you fold forward, you will start feeling a stretch in your right side hip. Deep breathe into that hip. And as you exhale, allow your mind to relax that muscle. Now come up after 3 deep breaths and bring your right elbow forward. Place your left elbow under the right elbow and then wind your arms around you. So it's like you're forming a helix with your arms. Then lift up your elbows, take them away from your chest. Open up your chest, arch your back a little bit. You can close your eyes. Feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. So your shoulder blades are moving away from each other as you do this stretch. And this is called as Garudasana, the mighty eagle pose. Deep breathe 5 times. Keep pulling your shoulder blades away from each other, but don't go too hard on yourself. It should be on a scale of 1 to 10, the stretch should feel like a 6 or 7, not more than that. Now unwind your arms, and what we will do next is that take this right hand behind the back and walk it up on the shoulder. Reach the top of the left shoulder blade with the right hand. Then bring the left hand from the top and try to catch your right hand behind your back. This is the full Gomukhasana. If you're not able to catch it, what you can do is quickly grab a cushion or a towel or a belt, anything that you can get right now, and you slap the thing on your back and hold the other end of whatever it is with the right hand. Okay, now as soon as you get a grip, open up your chest, lengthen your neck and look forward. Hold this for 5 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, slowly bring the hand back. So this stretch, Gomukhasana, when you do the complete Gomukhasana, it opens up your hips and it also opens up your shoulder. On one hand, you're stretching this tricep and front part, this part of your shoulder, whereas on the other side, you are stretching this entire deltoid area. Now let's switch side and do all these 3 asanas. So right leg will go down. Place the right foot outside the left hip. Place the left foot outside the right hip. Top of your feet are on the floor, not the sole of the foot. Knees are stacked on top of each other. Spine is straight. Don't sit like this on one side. Sit in the center, keep your spine upright. Okay, now bring your hands to the front. Find little more length in the back and then go gentle forward fold, stretching this part, the outer side of your left. Deep breathe 5 times. 1, 2, and as you are in a forward bend, try to breathe into your abdomen. That will be a deeper and more relaxing breath. 3, 4, and one more breath. And then we come up. Let's move to Garudasana. Left elbow on top, right elbow under the left elbow. Wind your arms around each other. Lift up your elbows, chest up, and look slightly up. So pull your elbows away from the chest and look slightly up. Moving your shoulder blades away from each other. Hold this stretch for 3 deep breaths. Unwind your arms. Now take this left hand under the shoulder and walk it up the right shoulder blade. We are doing the full Gomukhasana stretch now. Right arm comes from the top, in the top of your fingers. Otherwise, use a handkerchief or a cushion or a belt. But as soon as you reach here, push that chest out and keep your neck long. So that means I don't want sitting like this. I want you sitting up tall. Now close your eyes and take 5 deep breaths again. Feeling a stretch on the top of your left shoulder, the inside of your right shoulder. Please, after 5 deep breaths, shake up your arms. Let's move to another hip opener now. Place the soles of your feet together and hold your feet with both hands. This is a very common yoga pose called as the butterfly pose or Bandha Konasana. Now just rock forward and back and sit on the sit bones again, okay? Not on the tailbone, so that your lower back is not rounded. I want your lower back nice and long and maintain that arch in your lower back. Now start moving your knees up and down. And instead of just focusing on your legs, try to focus more on the hips. What we are doing here is we are externally rotating the hips to create this movement. Just close your eyes and feel your hips moving externally. Now relax your hips so that your outer thighs, this part of your thigh, can reach the mat and start clapping on the mat. Now, as soon as that happens, we can go in a forward bend. So once again, when you bend forward, remember you have to keep your back long. You cannot just slouch and bring your head to your floor. Instead, try this. Find more length in your spine. Bring your stomach to your feet and bring your head. Now stay here. Keep turning your hips externally and deep breathe 5 times. After 5 breaths, come back. Let's sit into Vajrasana. Vajrasana looks like this. Both your knees are bent and your heels are under your hips. This is a very good stretch for your thighs, for your knees and for your ankles. At the same time, it improves your digestion. So you can, this is one of the very few yoga postures that you can do immediately after you've had food. So after your lunch, after your dinner, if you sit in Vajrasana for 10 minutes, it is going to improve your digestion. Now bring your hands on your thighs, back upright. Close your eyes. Take 5 deep breaths. Now let's add a shoulder opener to this. So what we'll do is take the arms behind the back, interlock the fingers, pull the shoulders away from the ear, and we are not just pulling, we are rolling the shoulders back and then down away from the ears, and stretch out your arms. Push that chest up. Keep your back straight, look forward, and deep breathe 5 times. Now try to lift up your arms a little bit more, but the only condition is that you're not allowed to round up to lift up. Keep your back long and then lift. Deep breathe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're allowed to lift up your back, do that, round up your back, go into a forward bend and continue to lift your arms up higher and higher. Opening up your shoulders as much as possible. Now again we hold this and deep breathe 5 times. As you hold your poses and breathe, what you have to also do is allow your mind to relax the muscles. Okay? Now, if you are up for it, just see this. You can lift up your head and open up the shoulders a little bit more. If not, you stay here. Okay, I give you both the options. Either you stay here or lift the hips up and open up the shoulders more. Deep breathe 5 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly come back. Sit up. Relax for a bit. So we did a forward bend. Now we are going to do a gentle back bend. You can keep it gentle or you can make it a little more stretchy. I'll give you all the options. So the base position remains the same. We are still in Vajrasana. We'll keep your hands behind your back with fingers pointing towards your hips. This is the first level of the stretch. You can just push that chest, push the chest out, draw the shoulders back and lift up. This itself is a very good stretch. If you think you can go further in this stretch, then you come down on your elbow, and this is only you are up for it. Otherwise, just stay here and allow your chest to open up, allow your shoulders to open up. Second level is this, coming down on your elbows, pushing the chest out, drop it down the head. The third level would be going all the way down, move back into the frame. Third level would be going all the way down and then pushing the chest up. Okay, so wherever you are comfortable, just come to that place and take 5 deep breaths into your stomach. So if you see right now, when I inhale, my stomach is going up. Exhale, stomach back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now you have to push your elbows into the floor and come back up. From here, let's go into a forward fold, which is called as child pose. Another very relaxing stretch for your upper and lower back. Keep your knees wide and walk your hands forward. Straighten up your arms and push your chest towards the floor. Then lower your forehead into the mat. Make sure your arms are completely straight, you're not bending your elbows. Holding this for next 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Push the floor and come up. And now we will do a little extra in this pose, and that becomes the puppy pose. So from child pose, we go to puppy pose. Bring your knees together and go back down, but this time lift your hip up and push this lower part of your chest into the floor. And your hip is up. What happens now is you feel a nice stretch in your upper back. Keep pushing your chest further and further down. You can adjust your knees also a little bit. Deep breathe 5 times. And now slowly come back. Back into the sitting position. And legs crossed. So next, let's do 3 stretches to relax the neck. First, lift up your right arm. Place the hand on the left side of your temple. Tuck this left hand under your hip and gently pull your head towards the right shoulder. You will feel a nice stretch in the left side of the neck, which travels down all the way till here, till the tip of your shoulder. Hold the stretch for 5 deep breaths. Change side. Tuck the right hand under your hip, bring the left hand to the right temple, and gently pull down the head slightly. So the more you tuck your hand, more will be the stretch on the shoulder. 5 deep breaths. This is a very relaxing stretch. When you get tired working on the screen or writing or doing anything that involves sitting, you can do this stretch. Relax your neck. Now bring both the hands behind your head and gently push your chin toward your collarbone. Also, one thing to remember is before you start pushing, push this chin inside. So tuck the chin, then bring the hands behind and then push the head. Deep breathe 5 times. Keep your back long. We are not bending the back, we are only stretching the neck. Release. And now bring your hands on your forehead like this. Again, do the chin tuck. When you tuck your chin, you kind of make this double chin here. Make that double chin. And then with your hands, gently push your head behind. Deep breathe 3 times. Release and bend your knees. Place your feet in the front. The next we are going to do is another hip opener. It is going to stretch the outer part of your thigh and outer part of your hip. So your feet like this, hip distance away, and your hands behind your back. This time your fingers are pointing away from your hips. Now lift your hip up a little bit. Lift your right leg up. Place it on the left leg. Then bring your hip back up. Let me show that to you again. So we are lifting the hip up to accommodate motion. Then we are crossing the leg and lowering it back. Now walk your hands closer to your hip. Bring your foot, the foot which is on the floor, your left foot also closer to the hip. Bring your chest closer to your thigh, making yourself nice and compact. And then bring your forehead on your shin bone. Feel the stretch around your right hip and right thigh. Now start pushing this knee, the right knee, away from your chest. Feel the work happening in your hip. Let's repeat that one more time. Push this knee away from the chest by externally rotating your hip. Bring your forehead on your shin bone. Hold. Release. Bring the foot to the floor and let it stay inside. So come back to starting position. Lift the hip up. Cross the left foot on right thigh. Lower your hip back. Walk your hands closer to your hip and your hip closer to your heel. Then you push this left knee away from the chest and bring your forehead on the shin bone. Let's do this. Bring the knee close to the chest and then push it again away from the chest. Bring your chest closer to the thigh and your forehead on the shin bone. Release. And let's move on to the next stretch now. And this one is called as Agni Stamp. Agni means fire and Stamp could mean anything, but in this pose, stump means the log of wood that is used for fire. So keep your left foot on the floor, the knee is bent and the heel is away from the hip. So you're not keeping your heel close to your hip like you do in Padmasana when you're sitting with your legs crossed. You have to keep your heel away from the hip. Then you bring your right foot and place it just above the left knee. Okay, now without touching with your hands, you have to push this right knee down towards the left foot. Can you do that? As you do that, feel your right hip rotating away from the center of your body. Just feel that. Take the right hip externally, push the knee down, and then lift it back. Repeat it. Push the knee down, inhale, and back. Keep breathing. Inhale here and exhale as you push the knee down. Just one more repetition, and then we will go into a forward bend and let our hips open up. Push this knee down. Now go in a forward bend. And remember, when we are bending forward, we are not slouching. We are keeping the spine long. Go as much as possible for you and hold it there. Keep breathing. Now come back and let us switch side. Your right foot will now go on the floor. Keep your foot away from the hips. Bring the left foot just above the right knee. Hands on the floor. Back upright. Inhale. Exhale. Push that knee away from the chest. Inhale. Lift the knee up. Exhale. Push it away from the chest. Repeat this 5 times. And now what we are doing again, we are externally rotating the left hip now. 2 more times. Last one. And let's go in a forward fold. Allow the hips to open up. Deep breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly down. Nice. Just sit with your legs crossed and see how your hips are feeling right now. How your shoulders feeling lighter. How's your neck? Just move your body before we get going to the next posture. So for the next one, we are going to lie down in the mat on our back. So when you lie on the back, it's called as a supine position. Come in the supine position and let's do some more very relaxing stretches. I'm not sure if I can do the break. So lift the right leg up. With both hands, pull your right knee into your chest. This is half Pavanmukhasan. Now point your foot, the right foot, point it away from the chest. Seal the gap between your thigh and your upper body. And hold the stretch for the next 5 breaths. As you hold the stretch, you can feel a nice stretch around your hips, little bit also in your hamstrings. And switch side. Bring the right leg to the floor, bend the left knee, pull it into your chest as you keep your left foot pointed. Breathe 5 times. Please and stretch the left leg out. And this time we bring both the knees onto the chest, doing the full Pavanmukhasan. Bend both knees, put them on your chest. Remember one thing, a lot of people when they put their knees into the chest, they start lifting up their hips. That is not what we are going to do. Keep your hips down, keep your tailbone down, just pull your knees into your chest. Deep breathe 5 times again. 1, 2, 3, and now let's come back to the sitting position and let's do some pranayama practice. So we are done with the hip openers, with shoulder openers, with neck relaxing exercises. And now we move on to our respiratory system. Let's work on that for the next few minutes. So let's practice the basic yogic breath before we do any other pranayama. Sit with your legs crossed and you can, if possible for you, you can keep one of the foot up on the opposite thigh. That makes it half Padmasana, the half lotus pose. Then you bring your index finger and thumb together and turn your palms towards the ceiling and place the back of your hand on your legs. Okay. So the basic yogic breath goes like this. You have to, instead of just breathing into your chest and shoulders, you have to breathe into your abdomen. Which means when you inhale, your abdomen expands like this. And when you exhale, you pull your stomach back in like that. So the regular thoracic breath that you do looks like this. Right? We are not doing that. Instead, we are letting the breath go down deeper, expanding the abdomen, making more room for the breath. Let us now close our eyes and try to breathe like this at least 5 times. Inhale, stomach goes out. Exhale, stomach goes back in. Inhale, stomach out. Exhale, stomach in. Also, something that can help you in taking a deeper breath right now is constricting the passage of air inside your throat, breathing in more slowly so that you are able to expand your abdomen. Try that. Constrict your throat and then one last time. That's your breath. So what this breath does is it instantly calms down your mind. So people who have get edgy very soon, if you have temperament issues, if you're short tempered, you have anger issues, then this is the breath you need to practice on a daily basis. Remember this, instead of just breathing into your upper part of thorax, breathe into your stomach. Now your mind will relax. From here, let's move to another very relaxing breath. But remember, as we do all of the pranayams starting from now, we will continue to breathe into the abdomen. We will not do the thoracic breath, we will do the abdominal. Alright? The next pranayam is your Bhramari breathing. So lift up your hands, spread out your fingers, bring your middle finger on your eyes, bring your ring finger on your nostrils, bring your thumb inside your ears. Okay, let me repeat that. Thumb goes in the ear, middle finger on eyes, ring finger on nostrils. Relax your index finger and your. Now just press your nostrils very little. You don't have to stop the flow, just press and constrict and breathe in through the nose into your stomach. And as you breathe out, you have to make the humming sound from the middle of your throat. This part, right where your thyroid is. Try that. Okay, let's practice that one more time. Gently press the nostrils, take a deep inhale into your stomach, and as you exhale, make the humming sound. Okay, so I hope everybody got it. Let's keep our eyes closed and practice 8 more rounds of Bhramari breathing. Thumb inside the ears, middle finger on eyes, ring fingers on the nostril. Press on the nostril a little bit. Constrict the flow of air through the nostrils and then deep breathe into your stomach one last round. Bring your hands down. So Bhramari breathing is very good for so many reasons. First one being that it activates your throat chakra. And your throat chakra is responsible for your expression of yourself. So if you are somebody who is not able to express yourself very well to others, then you should practice Bhramari breathing. So it could help you open up to others. Also, it activates your thyroid gland. So if you have any kind of thyroid issue, is hyper or hypo, in both the cases, Bhramari pranayam is very effective. And thirdly, it calms down the mind. Humming sound makes the mind more calm. So whenever you're feeling edgy, this is another pranayam that you can use. Now let's move to Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. And Nadi Shodhan Pranayam is the king of all pranayams because it connects your two main nadis in the body and it hits your energy, it helps you connecting with your higher self. It helps you in understanding others better, right? So how do we do it? Is lift up your right hand now. Place the right hand thumb on the right nostril and the ring finger on the left nostril. Your middle finger will rest on your forehead, right in the center of your eyebrows, where your third eye chakra is located. Just relax the other. They have no play in this. Now we are going to lift up the ring finger from the left nostril and take a deep inhale into the tummy. Then we will press both the nostrils and hold the breath for 5 seconds. Then we will lift up the thumb and exhale from the right nostril. This is half a round. Now you inhale from the right nostril. Hold the breath for 5 seconds and exhale from the left nostril. That is how we're going to do it. Alternately breathing from the nostrils. And you can count the number of seconds that you are breathing in for. So let's say if you're breathing in for 5 seconds, hold the breath for 5 seconds and breathe out for the exact same number of seconds, which is 5 seconds. If you want to make it more relaxing, little more deeper, then you can inhale for 7 seconds or even 11 seconds. And then you have to hold your breath for as many seconds and exhale for as many seconds. Right? Just a quick word here, if you are pregnant, don't make the breath hold too long, just maybe stick to 5, 5, 5 instead of going up to 7 or 11 seconds. Right? Let's get started, hand on the nostrils. And let's practice 10 rounds of this. Now full concentration on the breath. Your mind tries to wander here and there, to start thinking about the rest of the day or planning the rest of the day. Just gently stop your mind and get back your breath. As soon as you finish your 10 rounds, sit back, close your eyes, keep your eyes closed. Just observe how your body is feeling right now. Observe how calm your mind has become. Now bring your hands in Namaskar Mudra or Namaste. Just join your hands in prayer pose. And think of any three things that you are grateful for today. Now thank the universe, thank the power that you believe for giving you these things. Also express the gratitude for the healthy body and mind that you have. Now rub your palms together. Rubbing till the time they feel like they're almost going to burn. Place them on your eyes gently. Feel that heat seep into your eyes. Then repeat. Rub your palms nicely. Place them on your forehead. Ears. Rub your palms. The third. Make them really warm and cup your chin with your hands. One last time, rub your palms and run them from your shoulders, arms, eyes, and then around. Now bring your hands back together. A smile on your face, slowly open your eyes. So that is all for today's practice. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all a very, very good day.